Obviously, on Monday Night Football this past week, Bengals and
Yep.
Bills, we saw Damar Hamlin collapse on the field. As of right now, it appears that he is conscious again and is recovering. He's still in the ICU, still trying to recover. Obviously, not worried about his football future, more worried about his actual future. But question for you: have you seen anything like that? What was your reaction? I'm just going to ask a very broad question. What was your reaction to the incident
Yeah.
itself, but also the rumors that the NFL said you got 5 minutes to get ready? What were your reactions to how everything kind of went down there?
Yeah, I think man, that was tough to see. It made me feel sick. I've been in games where guys have gotten hurt really bad. I've seen a kid pass away when I was at Ole Miss
Mm-hmm.
during conditioning. And I will tell you this: I think they made the right decision to stop the game, and mainly
Absolutely.
mainly because when something like that happens, man, it's really hard to play. And
Yeah.
I know from a fan's perspective, they sit there and think, oh man, like it happens, guys get hurt. But man, sometimes whenever reality hits and a brutal injury happens, it really does affect you, because what people don't realize is, what people do realize, but these kids, these are just human, normal dads, brothers. I mean, these are normal guys, dude. And
Yeah.
when we had this happen down in New Orleans, where when Zach Miller hurt his leg real bad and he almost had to get it amputated,
Mm-hmm.
like seeing that, man, like, and then all of a sudden they cart him off the field. He's gruesome deal, and all of a sudden you got to go back out there and play. You're kind of skittish, and then it leads to other injuries. So I think they made the right move, and they wouldn't have done this for just a regular injury, but I mean,
Sure.
it appeared that the guy was. I mean, I don't think at the time I don't think they knew if he was alive or not, which is
Yeah.
really hard to play after. This is football; it's not the damn gladiators. So
Right.
I think they made the right move by doing that. And as far as the injury goes, man, I mean, that's just a freak. It's a freak thing, right? Like, he took a shot. I think it was kind of explained by doctors. He took a shot in the
Mm-hmm.
chest. I think it can happen. I mean, hell, it
Can.
made me think about my softball team. I was like, we need to put chest protectors, because apparently it can happen if a ball hits you as well. So I think it's just the blow to the chest. So, you feel horrible for the guy. You pray for him. Hopefully everything's good. But, and as far as how the NFL handled the situation, there's no book. They don't have a manual on how to handle that. Like, they did the best they could. They canceled the game within 30 minutes. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these teams have charter planes there. Like, there's a whole operation that goes. You can't just come out there and say, "Oh, got to go off the field." Like, there's a lot that goes into it. I think they handled it fine. I don't know that they knew the severity. They weren't there. They're in New York. I
Sure.
don't think they knew the severity of the player. And I think once they kind of figured it out, I think the coaches, I think they did the right thing. But there's just not a manual. I mean, imagine sitting there, being the NFL commissioner and being whatever and in charge,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you're like, oh man, like, what do I do? Like, hell, I don't know. Like, you need a couple minutes to process. Just like anything else, you need a couple minutes to process it.
It's just good to hear that he is, like I said, he's conscious now. His friends and family around him, and it's great that things are going to seemingly work out well for him, because he's obviously the most
Yeah.
important thing right now. 24-year-old, full life ahead of him. So it's good to see that he's doing better than what we initially saw on Monday night. So yeah, best wishes to Damar Hamlin, and yeah,